The situation in Philadelphia is getting extremely bad. A lot of teams around the NBA are currently monitoring the situation in Philadelphia, and league sources indicate that the New York Knicks are one of the main teams monitoring what's happening in Philadelphia, especially what's going on with their two stars in James Harden and especially Joel Embiid. We're going to break down exactly what's happening in Philadelphia, why the Knicks are monitoring that situation, and if the Knicks actually at this point in time have a realistic shot of landing Embiid before the season starts. We're going to break down all of this and so much more today. Let's get started. The New York Knicks are currently monitoring the situation going on in Philly. Now, I don't know if you know this, but if you take a look at the Philadelphia 76ers organization, they are in shambles. According to Bleacher Report, many in the NBA feel that Joel Embiid will eye a 76ers trade. And apparently, the New York Knicks and the Miami Heat are the two main teams monitoring this situation, according to Yahoo Sports and Bleacher Report. This is massive news coming out of Philadelphia right now because for the last few months, there have been a number of reports tying Joel Embiid to the New York Knicks. But a lot of people haven't been buying into those rumors because there haven't been anything happening in Philadelphia to ignite such trade rumors to happen. But ever since James Harden spoke out against Daryl Morey, the reports have been coming out and been stating that Joel Embiid could be seeking a trade from the 76ers. According to Yahoo Sports, many around the league believe Joel Embiid will ask out sooner rather than later, and that a full rebuild is what Morey is covertly hoping for. This was first reported by Vincent Goodwill of Yahoo Sports. Goodwill cited a source who said the league is circling and waiting to see how the situation evolves. The New York Knicks and the Miami Heat were cited as especially interested parties. Miami being interested here is a very notable point because they have been tied to Damian Lillard ever since Dame asked for a trade and stated that he wanted to only be traded to Miami. So they're still trying to work out a situation for Dame to go there. But to hear that they could potentially be in the Joel Embiid sweepstakes, this could be a move by the Heat to pressure Portland to trade Dame to the Miami Heat sooner rather than later, and hopefully accept a lesser package for Dame rather than trying to wait it out and see if they can get even more assets from the Heat. So this could be a power play from the Miami Heat in regards to trying to go after Joel Embiid. But the New York Knicks being interested and involved for Joel Embiid is not a surprise at all. We've said it before, I'll say it again, and I've done a number of videos on this already. The New York Knicks and Joel Embiid have been tied all offseason. Joel Embiid and Leon Rose have been connected for a number of years, and as soon as Leon Rose took over the New York Knicks, Joel Embiid to the Knicks has been a consistent report, but it's only gotten stronger as the Knicks have gotten better. And this offseason, I've not seen the Joel Embiid reports to the New York Knicks be as strong as I've seen this particular offseason. Now, I don't know if that means anything, but I do know that a couple of notable sources have indicated that the New York Knicks have at least explored a Joel Embiid trade, including an NBA insider that I trust a lot, and Ian Begley. If Begley is stating it, I'm believing it because more times than not, his reporting has shown to be right, not wrong. Joel Embiid to the New York Knicks would be not only a major move, but it would be the main move that Leon Rose has done since he's been in presidency for the New York Knicks. And I think everybody, including myself, would love to see Joel Embiid be part of the New York Knicks. However, and I think Leon Rose knows this too, I don't want to get fleeced in the process. And Daryl Morey has been called a thief in the night. And honestly, I hate dealing with people like him, like Masai Ujiri, like Danny Ainge, people who are going to ask for the farm in any type of trade. And I'm not saying you can't ask for a lot of assets for these superstar players. But what I'm saying is make the trade at least somewhat fair. Don't gut the roster or try to fleece us for a player that doesn't want to be there, that may ask out, that's openly not happy where they are, and may have already indicated where they want to be. If that's the case, try to do the right thing and move that player to the place they want to be. In the long run, it looks better on you. And I'm not saying don't go ahead and get your assets. I'm saying make it fair for both parties. At least somewhat fair. I know one party's always going to win more than the other, but it should at least be somewhat fair. It shouldn't seem or feel like robbery. And it feels like any type of trade you do with the 76ers and Daryl Morey is going to be a robbery, because Daryl Morey's always going to ask for way too much. Something good to take away from this report from Vincent Goodwill of Yahoo Sports was the fact that he heard, or believes anyways, that Morey might covertly be looking to rebuild the 76ers. And in order to do that, he's going to have to move away those two stars in James Harden and Joel Embiid. That really starts off their rebuild and allows them to build with Tyrese Maxey, if that's the goal anyways, which it might be. We don't know anyways. But if it is the goal, you got to expect that Daryl Morey's going to want to expect so much back for all of these players. He's going to want the farm for Harden. He's going to want the farm for Embiid. Maybe he'd take a lesser package for Harden given all of the issues and drama surrounding them. But for Embiid, the MVP of the league, he's going to want everything and more. It's hard to blame him, but at the same time, like I said before, it has to make sense for all parties. If it doesn't, nobody's going to do the trade. So just keep that in mind. But this particular report from Vincent Goodwill has basically triggered a number of other reports and has really sparked again these rumors of Joel Embiid headed to the New York Knicks. Because right now, we are in a particular situation where we didn't really know what Joel Embiid's status was. We knew that he took away Philadelphia and all that other stuff away from his social media profile on Twitter. But he is a troll on Twitter and social media, so it's hard to buy into that. But when you have league sources confirming this, when you have notable journalists that I trust and that you trust indicating and reporting this, all you can help but do is really look at the situation and monitor it and watch, just like the New York Knicks are doing right now, because there's nothing else to do. Joel Embiid hasn't said anything yet. His camp hasn't said anything yet. But if you're watching the 76ers organizations, it's crumbling apart right now. And if you didn't know, this all started due to a video that surfaced that had James Harden basically criticizing Daryl Morey and calling him a liar. Roll that footage.
Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of. Let me say that again. Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of again. Thank you, man.
Daryl Morey is a liar. I will never be part of an organization with Daryl Morey involved. That's essentially what James Harden stated. What a powerful statement. Joel Embiid and James Harden actually have a good relationship. And I would think that James Harden leaving would definitely not sit well with Joel Embiid. All you can help but do is really look at the situation and monitor it and watch, just like the New York Knicks are doing right now, because there's nothing else to do. Joel Embiid hasn't said anything yet. His camp hasn't said anything yet. But if you're watching the 76ers organizations, it's crumbling apart right now. And everybody around the NBA and the league is basically looking at the 76ers and waiting for that last domino to drop, everything to crumble to the ground, for Joel Embiid to finally do what everybody states that he was going to do. Request a trade from Philadelphia to another team. That team being most likely the New York Knicks. If Joel Embiid requested a trade from Philadelphia to New York, it would not only change the NBA, it would massively shake up everything happening in New York right now. The fan base would go crazy. There would be a number of spaces, a number of podcasts, a number of newspaper articles, so many reports and things created about Joel Embiid. if that were to be the case. It would be so monumental, I can't even explain it to you. But right now, if you're a New York Knicks fan or if you're any fan around the league, all you can do, like us here, is wait and watch and just get your popcorn ready and watch the 76ers organization continue to crumble and fall all the way to the floor. Because at this point, I think he's losing faith in the process that he's been promised by Philadelphia. That charisma, that type of play would be so welcomed in New York. And at the 5 spot, if we got Joel Embiid, we'd be set for years. He's a generational type of player in terms of what he can do at his size. 7 foot and can play like a point guard. There is nobody in the league who can do that. Even Joker can't do that. But Joker can do everything else better than Embiid, which is why he is who he is as well, too. We're not trying to compare the two. I'm just saying we all know they're the 2 best centers in the league, always in the MVP running each and every year. That means something. It may not mean nothing to you, but it does mean something to me. I love what's happening right now in Philadelphia as a New York Knicks fan. I can't help it. I look at the situation with my popcorn and I'm just eating it and smiling because I'm waiting, maybe hoping as well too, but still waiting for Joel Embiid to request that trade out of Philadelphia and say, I want to be a New York Knick. If he says that, folks, that line right there would break the internet, break Twitter, and probably break Knicks Nation for a little bit because that's how massive Embiid to the Knicks could be. I don't know if it's going to happen, but right now is the best chance the Knicks have to land Joel Embiid. All eyes are on Philadelphia. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a comment below, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans. Peace.